Hi, I'm Bill Alexander, author of 52 Loaves. I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful loaf of peasant bread.
Rustic peasant bread uses a wild yeast starter or levain. Feed it at least 2 hours before you begin and it will be nice and bubbly. Instructions for making your own are just a click away. My peasant bread has only 4 ingredients: flour, water, yeast, and salt. See the accompanying recipe for amounts and details. Notice that we measure by weight on an inexpensive kitchen scale. It's the only way you can get consistent results, and it's actually easier than measuring by volume. After adding all the ingredients, mix briefly with a wet hand, then cover and set aside for 20 to 30 minutes, a step the French call autolyse. This will condition the dough and reduce the time required for kneading. Since we're kneading by hand, this is important. After this short rest, we're ready for just a few minutes of kneading on an unfloured countertop. Why unfloured? We just measured everything to the nearest gram. We don't want to start haphazardly adding unmeasured flour from the countertop now. I usually knead for about 7 minutes. Then I put the dough into a clean bowl I prepared with vegetable oil spray, cover and set aside to ferment at room temperature for 4 to 5 hours. The dough will have risen by about half. Now form a boule on a floured countertop by gently gathering the outsides into the center. For the second rise, or proofing, you can use a $40 banneton, or do what I do. Line a kitchen colander with a well-floured linen napkin. Place the loaf in seam side up, cover, and set aside for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Or you can use a fake wicker basket made from plastic. I got one from a restaurant supply store for $1. Oil and flour it well, and the rings from the basket will leave a nice imprint on the loaf, making everyone think you're a better baker than you really are. 2 hours later, here's our loaf. Now the fun part, making the slashes and transferring the loaf from the basket to a 550-degree oven full of hot steam. Dust your peel well with rice flour so the loaf doesn't stick. You may want to dust your hands as well. You must slash quickly with a devil-may-care abandon, or the razor will get stuck in the dough. I guarantee it. Slide the loaf into the oven, add a cup of cold water to a cast iron frying pan, and turn the temperature down to 480. After the loaf is turned dark brown, you can lower the temperature again to 425 for the remainder of the cooking. The bread will take about an hour. And there's our finished peasant bread. But the real story is what I went through learning to bake it. Read 52 Loaves, my account of the year I spent in the quest for the perfect loaf, to learn the rest of the story.